Earth, birthplace of the human race. A species much like our own, capable of great compassion and great violence. For in our quest to protect the humans, a deeper revelation dawns. Our worlds have met before.
Hey, Professor, I'd do anything for an A.
This is Film Sack.
I love the mom. That's
Oh, sure.
Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome to Film Sack. Boy, that music's appropriate for today's movie. Jeez Louise.
It is. That's what I almost thought at first. It's like, oh, is that from Transformers?
I know, yeah.
It might tell you a little bit how cheap the soundtrack is, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, hey, everybody, welcome to Film Sack. This is Film Sack, mining the very depths of film entertainment for all mankind, and we are on episode 689. I'm Scott Johnson, joined by Brian. Turns out his kitchen is loaded with a ton of little transforming dicks Dunaway.
Oh, Transforming Dicks. Jesus, hi. This week on Film Sucking the Sack, we have fallen and we can't revenge up until we Transformers our bad attitude about watching this 2009 sci-fi action part 2, starring our favorite childhood toys, now unapologetically humping our collective leg over on Paramount Plus and oddly, not Amazon Prime. Root. But come on, Hasbro. Why everything so horny in your Robots in Disguise flick? Anywho, as the fallen Prime, I have fled from Earth to here on the icy moon of Saturn, I want to say 3, and embraced my namesake by literally just laying here for centuries like some sort of little old lady who has fallen and can't get up, with only my ungrateful son Starscream and his grating voice to keep me company. Here, just take my spark and have already just take it. Just take it. Just take the spark. I have no will to live. Wait, am I depressed? I think I may be depressed.
Yeah.
Randy, look what I found. It's your baby booties. Great. I'm crying again.
Tony Todd, The Fallen. Oh, man. We'll talk about that. Also,
literal.
I know,
the
right?
Fallen. I'm laying here.
I'm laying here. I'm going to get revenge as soon as I can get up.
Right.
Hey, look who else it is. It's Randy. Oh, look, they're going where only the penitent man shall pass. Jordan.
Aloha, Scott, Brian. Here's the deal. 19,000 years ago, humans were exactly like they are today. Greedy, frightened, and in desperate need of a shower. Why am I bringing up ancient history? No reason whatsoever. Seriously, there was nothing that I just brought up that actually pertains to the current situation. And the current situation is war, or, some good guys and some bad guys are at war. And we're kind of involved, but not really. As always, the Russians are the aggressors and the the Autobots are in a defensive posture because they had peacefulness, but peace can't last. Because I'm not really sure why. The Decepticons attacked. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Well, here, have a fart joke and a French mime joke. And now they have 2 dogs when they used to have 1. Isn't that funny? So what are we doing here? I'll tell you. We're following these 3 rules. Number 1. Whenever we look at a person, we rotate around them like we're a satellite, and they would really like us to look them in the ear or something. Number 2, we're acting incredibly silly at all times. Our pot brownies, silly. Our internet business idea, silly. Our spur of the moment acronyms, VIS, very incredibly silly. Number 3. We're really hung up on sex, guys. Mom and dad are having sex. The dogs are having sex. Even the most repellent college professor you've ever seen is trying to have sex with all of the supermodels that are weirdly in the front row of his class. What's that? Sex with the robots, you say? We have the facts, and we're voting yes.
Yeah. Oh, man. freaking what's his name from The Office? All right. Also, Rainn Wilson. That's right. With us finally, Brian. In his world, tasing someone will only put them to sleep. Ibit.
Oh, it's so true. For this week's song, I go love ballad because, as we learned in this movie, what you have to do is you find that special someone and you take the entire movie to really explore your feelings for that person and finally tell them how much you love them. And here's this week's song. about 2 times into the chorus, like two verses into the first chorus they did.
That was awesome.
I know where I was at when that happened. Right here.
Yeah, you're right here. Write it down. Never forget. What the heck?
You want to know some songs I turned down to do that one?
Yeah, do it.
Yes.
Closing Time again. Optimus Prime.
Yeah. Optimus Prime. Yeah.
Enya's Only Time.
Okay.
For the Longest Time by Billy Joel. that would have been like 8 layers of vocals, by the way. Yeah. And finally, Free Fallin'.
Oh, free falling, like falling. It's perfect.
Yeah, because I'm the falling.
Yeah. All right, that was a good one. Man, I feel bad for that guy that says he has to skip these. He should go back and listen to these. Aw. It was really good.
Listen, I know that these aren't for everyone, and not every joke is gonna land with everybody, and whatever. Yeah. I just want you to enjoy the stuff you enjoy and skip the stuff you don't.
Yeah, you have the technology. Do it if you have to.
I feel like this one was for me. This was when I was a little kid. This was my favorite song. It's interesting when you're a little kid and you listen to the radio and there's some songs you just don't get, like you don't connect to, but then there's others at the time you happen to be whatever age, and there's like a song that you really connect to, and was this for me. Like I was a little kid, I was probably only really in love with my mom, but like this song somehow spoke to me.
Yeah. What was this?
You were not in love with your dad, Captain Lou Albano?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Randy just wants to have fun. That was that era.
Yeah, and then the song was used in Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion. And so
that's right. Which is on deck for a sequel, by the way.
Oh, no way. That'd be great.
They're working on a sequel to Romeo and Michelle's for whichever high school reunion this would be for the two of them.
That's fantastic. I miss what's her name? Forgot her name now.
Yes, Sorvino.
Mira Sorvino. She needs to do more stuff. Freaking.
You know what you need to watch if you want some more Mira Sorvino? Her amazing Celebrity Jeopardy performance. My gosh, the woman is Mensa level brilliant.
No way. That's awesome.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Well, her dad liked her before he died. I don't know what that
the 97 movie was about their 10th high school reunion, so this would be their 40th.
Jeez.
Wow.
That's exciting.
That's insane. Well, all right. Sign me up. I'll go to theaters for that even. That sounds like fun. I will say this, though. We got a fake Fletcher to end all Fletchers for the second Michael Bay Transformers movie follow-up in 2009. And I'll just let it speak for itself. Here it is.
On this week's Film Sack podcast, Sam Witwicky leaves the Autobots behind for a normal life. But when his mind is filled with cryptic symbols, the Decepticons target him and he is dragged back into the Transformers war. This one is considered the worst. Is it? Maybe. Maybe it is.
There you go.
How like they stopped because we were laughing and then they finished.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I know. It's like it's live the whole time and they were always in the room with us. Yeah. It feels like that a little bit.
All right, who's he turning into now? He's kind of turning into that that actor who's a little bit kind of flamboyantly gay, British accent, white hair, shorter. Oh man.
I don't know.
Wow. Pretty descriptive though.
It's very descriptive.
I feel bad
That's
for
what he's
not
starting
knowing.
to sound like. He's like, I think he was on Frasier. He was the food reviewer guy, maybe the restaurant review guy.
Oh, that guy. I know who you mean. And yes, he has that. There's a taste of it. I'm starting to forget that Mario was the first voice we trained on.
Are we talking about? Are we talking about Edward Hibbert?
I don't know. Is that his name?
Let's see. Let me take a look. Edward
Hibbert. Oh, Hibbert.
Yes, Edward Hibbert. Yes.
Oh, it's the guy. Okay. That's the guy.
That's the guy.
Oh, yeah, Edward Hibbert. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, listen to him.
On this week's Film Sack podcast.
That's totally him.
Whisper voice.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Well, he played Zazu in the Lion King franchise.
What do you know? What a surprise.
Wait a minute. That was originally
what's
his name? Mr. Bean.
Gottfried?
No.
Yeah, that's a different one. That's Rowan Atkinson.
Rowan Atkinson,
right.
Yeah. So it must be for the follow-ups.
For the TV shows, yeah.
So we're talking about Transformers Revenge of the Fallen here for episode 689. And we kind of had said back when we started with the 2007 film that we'd probably get through these at some point. And so we're smattering them around, kind of, James Bond style. It's like, oh, yeah, we'll get to one of these. Oh, man, this second one is... This is a mouthful.
Yeah, and we've talked about how sequels can do this to you. Like you can say, I'm going to watch 5 Transformers movies, and then by the second one, you're out because you can't imagine that you're going to get any better. They have to get better after this, right? They have to.
The rumor is that they do, and I've not seen. So I thought I hadn't even seen 2, but I did. I just had really blocked it out. And as I'm watching it, I'm like, oh right, Totoro is his same guy again, but it's terrible. And he starts out at he's cutting meat at a freaking deli, and
a deli.
Yeah, and then there's the giant balls joke on the freaking. What do they call something to cons?
Truck nuts? No, with when they all merged the Voltron kind of
Constructicons. Constructicons.
Oh, Constructicons.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the actual what they call the truck balls.
No,
you're talking about the wrecking balls off of the off the Constructicons, which I was disappointed because they're supposed to be all green, right?
They are supposed to be all green. They did mix all that up. That's fine with me. So much. I'm like as a young person, as a kid, I loved the Constructicons. They were a great addition to the Gen 1 stuff, Gen 2 stuff, but this and it's fine in here. Like you know what? Let me just say this early so I don't have to say it 100 other times. The special effects work in these movies is like some of the best you're ever going to see. Mm-hmm. And I can't believe this is like the year we started Film Sack this movie comes out. Like that's how old this is. And it looks incredible still. Like those fight scenes, the destruction left behind, they're chasing that one-wheeled thing around town early on. That shit is great. Like
there's nothing unattractive about this film.
No,
visually.
That stuff is beautiful, but it's one of those examples of like, hey, your video game has the most drop-dead beautiful graphics I've ever seen. Too bad the game sucks. It's like that kind of, because they just story takes a side seat. Tropes and stereotypes take over. Those freaking racist little shit cars, the twins. I hate those things so much. There's like
just Jar Jar Binks of the
you're closer with Street Rats.
What do you keep calling them racist though? What's I missed the racist.
I shouldn't say they're. I'm not saying they're racist. They are
creation
racist.
Is racist.
Yeah, they're racist portrayals.
They compare it.
They're not really racist
like.
Well,
I remember the time.
It's a bad stereotype.
You know what? Stereotypes.
They want to be gangsters.
Stereotypes.
Gangster stereotypes. Fine, whatever. The little truck guy's a Italian mobster stereotype. For a hot minute, I thought it was like Joey Pants doing that voice, which would have made it better.
Mudflap and Skids, is that right?
The other two,
the twins.
Yeah, the little truck. I don't remember his name. It was like Vinny or some shitty Italian thing. But look, that's the cartoon series had a history of being a little goofy and having moments of like, hey, my name's this, and I'm in a big truck form, and hey, like they weren't all serious Optimus Primes, but I kind of want them all to be a little more serious than this.
Right. The big question about this movie is it going to be a serious action movie, or is it going to be goofy and weird for kids?
Yeah.
And it tries to do both.
Yep. Yeah, because this Michael Bay doesn't know what else to do. This is his, his thing is like, well, all right, we could have some story. We got some humans here. We could find some depth to that story. Nah. Let's just go ahead and blow shit up real good. And they do. Like, that stuff's impressive. But also when it's nonstop that and not anything else, the stakes are so low. You never feel like anybody's really in danger, even though they would all be dead with that kind of destruction.
People in danger is the viewer.
Yeah, the viewer's in danger of seeing too much action and not having any real results from it, except maybe he hurt his hand and got a little burn on his cheek. It's like, come on. Like, none of this felt like it had any real stakes to it. And that's my problem with these movies in general. All of that being said, I will admit that I think I had a better time this time than I did when I saw it in theaters. And I think that's because in theaters, you've just spent $40 to take everyone or more. You're buying popcorn. You're doing the whole thing. And a letdown in a theater is really a bad letdown. But you see it later and you're kind of like, this is fine. It's just stupid and loud and I didn't hate
Plus,
it.
it's 2.5 hours at the theater. I mean, at home, it's a little more. I can justify a 2.5 hour movie at home, whereas like 2.5 hours of Transformers at the theater, I'm like, my ass is sore. I'm like, we gotta go.
Yeah,
we gotta go. We gotta get out of here.
Yeah, you could. There's so much editing that could have been done here. There's no reason to keep all that in. I mean, there's just so much. There's so much, and at home you can pause and go pee. In a theater,
and you have to. This is a 2.5 hour long movie.
Yep.
And like one of the big moments in the movie happens an hour in. And I guess we're just going to spoil the whole thing. If you don't care, I don't care. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
An hour into this movie, they kill Optimus Prime, and it's a big scene. It's a it's a beautiful big set piece out in the forest with the most you're going to see really of robots fighting. And you look at the clock and you're like, oh my gosh, what's the next 90 minutes going to have?
Yeah.
It just felt like terribly paced.
It's not just that, but they do that crime that they did in the first movie, and I would really hope they'd fixed it, and they never quite did. The point of these movies should not be all the human shit. The point of these movies is the war and the robots and that battle and the war for Cybertron and all that shit. That's what matters. And you can do it. Optimus Prime is awesome. But if you're going to barely have Will Jack say, 2 lines in the entire thing? Like none of the regular, outside of Bumblebee, all the regular Autobots that we're used to interacting with in the lore of the Transformers, they get no showtime in this.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. These guys could take a lesson from Captain America Civil War, where you introduce, even with 48 different brand new characters or recurring characters, returning characters, nobody feels like they get short shrift and just like, hey, I'm over here too and I'm fighting.
Yeah.
That's all you'll hear about me.
Yeah.
And then,
that's a great comparison because that movie does a really good job of that. Mm-hmm. And this movie is abysmal at it. And it's not that you can't do it. I think that, I believe when I hear Michael Bay say, oh, I'm a giant Transformers fan. This is when I was young, this is a dream come true to do these movies. Mm-hmm. I believe him. But what was he actually into? Because I can tell you what I was into. I was into the heart of the thing. I was into the conflict and what that conflict meant and this constant battle between good and evil. It wasn't about Chip or Zip or whatever the stupid human's name, the kid and his dad. Nobody cared about that.
I would love
Sam
to
in this,
know,
but in the cartoon it was something else. I don't remember his name. Right.
I would love to know if a big part of this is just Shia LaBeouf being not right for this role. These movies demand a really compelling protagonist, and he is just, I don't know, there's something about him. I never feel like this movie has a protagonist. I feel like it has a bunch of sidekicks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even blame him because he's being himself. I think we should have casted for me, if I was making the movie, so let's play if I was making the movie. Sure. I would have made them a lot younger than what they were. I would have found somebody young because that was the cartoon I remember. I don't need this over sexualized bullshit in my Transformers. I get that maybe you're trying to compare humanity versus robots, and maybe an easy 2-dimensional aspect of human nature is this drive of sexuality or something. I'm not sure exactly what they're trying to say with it, but what it comes off as is annoying.
It's also just too much.
So I would like to have seen.
Yeah, it's like, these dogs are humping. Hilarious. Oh, the mom and dad are horny for each other. Hilarious.
Right, right.
Like, come on,
mom reacts weirdly to a pot gummy, or no, brownie. I guess it was a pot brownie.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen.
Not how he reacted.
No, you don't at all. Right. You don't tackle people and take their footballs away,
it's
dude.
Not a cocaine brownie, maybe, but it's a depressant. You just you mellow out. Yeah, that's what you do.
And I love her. I want to make this clear very beginning. She's awesome, and given the material, she does what she can. Best. I really like her, but
best thing in the movie.
Come on, man.
I would like to see a coming of age kind of thing. I know we've done it a million times, but it fits. I mean, that's the story of the Transformers. Why is this kid special? Why is he the center of the universe? It's great if they're 13. If they're horny and just trying to get laid all the time, then it's no good.
Yeah,
it's no good.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. It's a real bummer because I think there's something there, and maybe they get there in the third one. I don't know. I hear the third one's not the worst one. I hear the third one's all
I
right.
hear First Night is the worst one.
But I can't. It's going to be a couple years before we get to the third one. I'm sorry. I just
Oh,
like,
really? Okay.
I don't know. I'm not. I don't know.
Well,
I
that's
don't
like a dark.
I'm not
It might-
arguing with you.
it might be a couple
after
months.
watching
I just-
this, the first thing I said to Scott the morning on TMS the morning after I watched this one was, "This was the worst one, right? Like I don't have I don't have
Can't
worse
get worse
ones
than
to
this,
look
right?
forward to."
This series has a weird timing for me because the first movie comes out the weekend of the very first Nerdtacular. The second one comes out the year we start FilmSack. Third one comes out the year we start TMS. Like it's weird that it's
Interesting.
these
Weird
anniversaries.
parallels.
And I can't speak to 4, but Dark of the Moon is supposed to, which is the next one, is supposed to kind of be pinnacle of a mediocre overall, right? Like it's not a great movie, but it's going to be the best of these. I wouldn't mind seeing that sooner than later just to finish out the LaBouffe shit because I want to be done with him. And Francis McDormand's in that, and that's interesting. You know?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same with Alan Tudyk, her, Patrick Dempsey, John Malkovich is in it for some
Holy
who knows
cow,
why.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Holy cow. That almost makes me want to see it.
Yeah.
Please note, no Megan Fox.
No Megan
Zero
Fox.
Megan Fox.
New girl.
Oh, really?
Rosie
Yeah.
Huntington Whiteley, whoever that is.
Well,
So
I was not impressed with Megan Fox's airbrushing technique.
they
You,
didn't-
you can't really be on
Was that
top
the
of
problem?
a motorcycle airbrushing
Yeah,
at an angle and yeah, exactly.
That was just
straddling, humping a motorcycle, trying to,
Yeah, a little dry hump.
I guess so.
You know what
That
else?
was Michael Bay just saying, let's try one with you draped over the motorcycle and pull that
See if we can get a little
left
butt
leg
cheek coming out
forward
of
a
those
little
shorts.
bit. Exactly.
Now,
Yeah.
before I
Yeah.
get raked over the coals by fans, I just said Rosie
Okay.
Huntington Whiteley, whoever the hell that is. I'm an idiot. That's the bride that was pregnant in Mad Max Fury Road, the splendid arc.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. You, boy,
And,
you really
and she's
I
married.
thought you liked
sitting
that
on a
movie,
landmine
Scott.
there.
I know she doesn't look anything like her in this, but she was in. She's what's his name's wife? Can't think of his name. Oi.
Jason Statham.
Jason Statham. Thank you.
Oi.
I love it. I bet you laugh.
She's probably been on more magazines than Jason Statham too.
Yeah.
She's a very
gorgeous.
famous model.
Yeah, she's beautiful and she's amazing in Fury Road. So you know what? Maybe Dark of the Moon. Maybe if we're not going to watch it for a couple years, I might just stick it in just to. I need closure.
I'm just complaining.
Let's give it 6 months. Can we give it 6 months?
Yeah, we could do 6.
Oh yeah, we gave the last
August?
one. We gave the last one 6 months. I have this fundamental problem with these movies, and I didn't realize it the first one because the first one was kind of the first one. It was all new to you, right?
Right.
But now I'm realizing Michael Bay doesn't know what we want in both the human terms and the robot terms. He doesn't get it. And I'm not going to count on him to ever get it. What we want are the Transformers. Like, for example, this is just one example of many beefs I have with the script of this movie.
Yeah.
There are 5 primary Decepticons. They are Megatron, Soundwave, Shockwave, Demolisher, and Starscream.
Mhm.
Those are the 5.
Yep.
That is what I need.
Yep.
And we come along and we need to capture some young humans and almost kill them. And suddenly there's this Decepticon named Grindor, and I'm like, who's this? What Grindor?
Yeah.
I'm
Grindor.
okay.
Well,
I mean,
some of those are
terrifying.
real.
Taking the hobbits to Grindor.
They're real. It's just they're not the main
Oh, you're
party.
not talking about the fake lady. Okay, you're talking about the. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought the fake
The
lady
fake
was
lady is a
Grindor.
whole other thing. The fake lady is like, wait, they have that technology. Why don't they use it all the
Yeah, well, they just
time?
use
Right,
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
That
ultimate
annoyed me.
Decepticon.
That annoyed me because yes, why aren't you using that right this second? Every one of you.
Right.
Why isn't Optimus
Yeah.
Prime, looking like B. Arthur or something? Let's get this going.
Right.
Get it
Why
just
is her tongue in her mouth and at the end of her tail?
yeah.
Several-
Yeah.
But several hours later in this movie, they go into the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum, which I can't imagine. Like, what did they do to convince the Smithsonian to let them park all of those vehicles in the same room? I don't know. It's so weird because it's like, oh, this museum is only one room, and they've got every vehicle from all of history in the same room. Anyway, they go into the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum and they find an old Autobot, and that's Jetfire.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is an awesome moment. I love they go outside and they're like, what, they mistake who he is because he's got a Decepticon badge on him. And like, I love that whole thing. The whole thing just spoke to me as a little kid playing with these robots. And
but with a cane.
Right. Yes, that's what I was going to say. But then there he is talking like an feeble old man. And I'm like, man, Michael Bay does not get it.
He really doesn't get it. He doesn't get
it. His voice wouldn't age. His voice box, like, he's just been in stasis for such a long time. His voice wouldn't get older in voice. Be like, hey, you kids.
Yeah, that was weird. That's a weird choice. And here's why. Here's the problem with it. He likes to set all this up to look like megatech, military, dangerous, scary sound effects, explosions, all this. So if you're going to do that, there's your motif. That's how everything should look. And then he'll say, what if this guy had a cane and kind of a metal beard? What if, for no reason, he'll have a metal beard? And what if these two trash-talking cars are just trash-talking cars because they happen to be little street racers? Who knows why they talk? Like, he doesn't understand that he's already established the canvas is this action extravaganza, and then he's trying to be goofy with it, and it doesn't fit. Now, you could do a whole movie and be goofy and probably get away with it. But he's against himself in this. Like, these two things don't mix. It's like oil and water. Right. And I don't know why he does it. I like Michael Bay movies, a lot of them, some of them.
Yeah.
The Rock is one of my favorite movies of all time. I'll revere it until I die. I knew it was you, Womack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But these things, they just are such a mistake. And it's also a mistake you're making or he's making with a childhood favorite thing of mine. That's a bigger problem, right? Because I've got very specific kinds of nostalgia for the Transformers. And the only two that have gotten it right are when they handed the keys to a totally different director and they made Bumblebee, fantastic movie. And so is the new animated thing with Hemsworth and everybody. That's a fantastic animated film. Yeah, one. It's really good.
Transformers 1.
Yeah. So
maybe we could slot that one in before the next one.
Oh, I'd love to see that again. I'd do that in a heartbeat. I think you guys would really. It's great, dude.
I think I'd love it.
Yeah,
especially compared to what
that movie's great. It adheres the do not let the trailer have anything to do with your life because the trailer is a lie. For that movie, it portrays it wrong, and you think, "Oh, this is just Michael."
I don't know. It looks fine to me. Like it looks like a lot of fun.
They just go too goofy. The movie's got a serious edge to it that's very good, and like it's just true to the source. And these other characters matter, and you get to learn why they matter. Plus, Starscream's played by Steve Buscemi. Find a better casting than that. That's pretty great.
Yeah, and I just want to say, like, all of the other stuff in this movie is fantastic. The casting for this movie, all of the voices, so good. This movie won an Academy Award for sound design, and it deserved it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It also won several Golden Raspberry Awards. It was, I don't know if this has been topped, but it was the highest grossing film to ever win Worst Picture. Oh, wow. And I don't see how anything could ever be worse. Like, it's just that bad. But the stuff, like the music and the cinematography and so forth, is all great. Michael Bay knows what to do in an editing room. You might not like it. I mean, I know people who hate how Michael Bay movies are edited, but I think very entertaining.
I like them. They're great. It's fun to watch. They feel unreal in a way. Like his more down to earth stuff, I always appreciate it because it just made it feel like this is definitely a movie I'm watching. You're never once going, oh, this is a quiet little thing filmed with a camera. You're just like, no, I'm fully immersed in this business. Not since his Got Milk commercials have I felt this wrapped up. But check this out. Here are two other records this holds as of 2011. There it is. 2011, this film holds the record for the highest number of paid product placements at 47. I don't know if that's been broken since, but that at the time was the highest. It also has a record.
And the funny thing is, I can't place a single thing.
I was trying to think, like, other than car brands, maybe, like the different models and stuff.
Well, he mentioned, so at one point, they mentioned farmers.
Household kitchen appliances.
They mentioned the Farmers Insurance Company thing once. They mentioned, or the dad did.
So I saw Burger King a couple times, but it was just hanging out in the background.
There were
Right,
there were
right.
drinks on people's in the school in class. There were drinks on the
Okay.
table.
Okay. All right.
But other than that,
Oh, you know what?
good
There
question.
were some shots of shoes. I don't know what the shoes were.
Oh,
But
there
were some shots of
shoes.
what the people were wearing on their feet.
Yeah,
And I thought to myself, why are we looking at feet?
yeah.
It
That's
must
because Michael Bay likes going up and down. He's like, let's shoot this from the floor.
Yeah.
Let's shoot this from the from
Yeah.
the mid.
Let's
shoot this up high.
slowly rotate around them, like Randy was talking about. Like
Yeah.
there's a
Oh
lot of
my
that
God.
stuff.
I want to love that. I just like I grew up watching music videos on MTV at my
Yeah.
friend's house because my parents didn't have cable. And like I want to love what Michael Bay does. And as I get older, I'm just like, okay, I've had too much of it now.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
even in this movie, it's 2.5 hours long. Like if this movie had been $1.45
Mhm.
and they trimmed out 45 minutes of French mime jokes,
Yeah,
I think I would have loved it.
yeah.
I will tell you the scene that I absolutely loved was the forest fighting scene, because we've watched Prime fight a bunch of times, and he always ends up losing, and he actually got the upper hand here because they fought out in the woods. There were no humans really except for Sam, who was kind of hiding well, to really stop him from just going bad shit Prime crazy.
Yeah.
And I really liked that. And the fact that he got, murdered in the end because of Sam, of course, being,
Being Witwicky.
and being
What a
wicked.
total Witwicky.
Yeah, right.
Right. So I got to say that may be a shining moment for me, finally getting to see Prime be Prime, because they're always threatening, right? It's always like, well, I can't come back to the Earth because there's a Prime there.
Yeah.
And it's like, but why? And so they really went for it. And I was like, holy shit. Yeah, that scene was good.
I agree.
Resonated.
And the special effects work is next level, still holds up today. Other movies come out and I go, why aren't you guys as good as this? Like, it's so good. And that's why I get so frustrated. The surface level, which you could say Michael Bay is a surface level director. Everything's about the immediate like shine of everything. And he doesn't really go into depth on certain stuff. I would argue The Rock has more depth, but it's still kind of throwaway action for the sake of looking amazing. Armageddon's like this too. But if he could just get someone in there, you'd think maybe Kurtzman or Orsi or one of these co-writers would be the ones.
Right.
Etherin Kruger's known for some decent stuff, but Kurtzman's, other than this new Star Trek thing getting tanked. But anyway, he knows his stuff. Like, why not give me a deeper story, focus on the robots, let Prime run the team. This is a team movie about a team. And I know that Hollywood gets nervous and says, well, we need the human touch is how people relate. No!
Right.
I relate to
Right. Well,
Wheeljack.
Yeah,
and
I'm with
freaking
you,
Like Witwicky finally telling his girlfriend
think-
that he loves her.
yeah, right?
yeah. I think we're far enough along with CJ. In 2009, it was probably a harder sell. I think, this many years later, we've seen enough movies kind of test the waters a little bit to see if you could really make it, put humanity in like some CGI, really do it well. And I think we've kind of done it at this point. But yeah, in 2009, it might have been a little riskier, even like this huge budget film.
They're wrong.
Too much money.
They're just wrong. I mean,
I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying it might have just been a little bit, wasn't quite.
I get
time.
why they're nervous. I get why they're nervous. And it's also, if you're going to dump $350 million in today's money into a film's budget, you don't want to do shit that's going to put you at risk. I totally get it. But and these movies made money hand over fist. So it's not like we're talking about bombs here. None of these bombed. They are all terrible and they all did great. So
whenever you're talking about a movie that's too long, there's always some subplot that doesn't belong. Like it just has no business being in the movie. And for me, the subplot that I couldn't figure out was this. There's this governmental treaty organization called Nest. And the president who we never see or actually hear or anything keeps sending a representative to harass these guys. And then they end up shutting them down. And they're like, well, then we're going to have to go rogue in order to do our job and halfway around the world and so on. And I just didn't understand why we spent even a minute going to this Navy base and arguing I don't know. I
Yeah.
think there's a whole scene where all the Autobots are standing around pointing their guns at the humans, and we're like, and they're like arguing about whether or not we should continue to be in this treaty with them. And I'm just like, what? Get it out of here.
Yeah.
This is a freaking movie.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
It's a weird thing, and it creates a strange vibe, and I don't know why they did it that way either. But
Like,
you know,
make the good guys heroic. Like Josh Duhamel is awesome. Tyrese Gibson, awesome.
so good.
Make them heroic. Like, what are they standing around arguing with? Oh gosh, what's his name? The balding
Totally
guy.
pointless. We didn't need him.
who?
We didn't need him.
What
keep
balding
sending-
guy? You talking about?
Sending?
The president sent me the president's men. What's his name?
No,
Is
not
it-
that guy. You're not talking about John Turturro, are you? Or who are you talking about?
No, they
Morshower?
Glenn Morshower. They keep sending Glenn Morshower to harass these people.
Yeah.
And like, just
President's
leave them.
man.
Let's just go back to the movie, please.
So our guy. So wait, is that our guy from? Listen, you're a real hoot.
24 and- real hoot guy. Yeah.
Wow, I love the real hoot
Who
guy.
plays Glenn Morshower plays General Morshower.
Yeah,
Which is
Yeah,
great.
yeah. Don't you love it?
I love
Totally
the
Tony Danzing that role.
big
Yeah.
fan of the real hoot guy. And he's in all this stuff. Like, if you need a general, just hire him. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Did you guys feel like you were getting punked at one point in time early in the film?
What do you mean?
I'm trying to remember which Transformer he is, but he's the one that ends up being the big giant wheel on the highway.
Yeah, I love that thing. That thing's awesome.
I felt like I was getting punked though.
Not Devastator.
felt
What's
like-
he called? He's called.
Is it Devastator?
No, that's the-
Bone
that's
Crush-
the
No.
Bone
Crusher?
Yeah, that's the amalgamation of the Constructicons. I can't remember the name of that thing, but he's
It's
got
Bone
a. Is it Bone Crusher?
Anyway.
Might be Bone Crusher.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
The
giant
point
wood
is
chipper.
this.
Oh, so great.
Yeah.
the point is this. That he kept getting bigger. It was in my imagination because when I
know he
first
did.
saw him, I was like,
is he-
okay,
yes.
he's that big. By the time he was done, he was like 12 times bigger than Optimus Prime. I was like, what the hell just happened? How did he? Is he like rolling up like a snowball? He keeps like collecting stuff.
So you're talking about the early. You're talking.
all the machinery that he vacuums
Yeah.
up. Just gets
I think you guys, you two are talking about two different dudes, though, right?
Yeah, I think Ibba's thinking about the Constructicons when they
I'm-
all construct together.
I'm talking about the vacuum dude.
Yeah, that's the Constructicons. Those are the
that's
ones.
Constructicons.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm talking about
okay.
the
I thought it was
first
separate dude
Transformer we see who is on the interstate, who's
in Shanghai.
going down the interstate, and he's got that one giant wheel.
That's Demolisher. That's
Demolisher.
absolutely
Okay,
Demolisher.
Demolisher.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Demolisher. He kept getting bigger. He kept getting bigger as he went along for some reason.
De Polyshore,
okay.
which is a French
I'm like-
Polyshore. Yeah.
I want to be really clear. I am not complaining about things like Wheelie. I think Wheelie is hilarious. I love the whole.
Wheelie's great.
Like, Wheelie was a bit small. I could have stood for Wheelie
Yeah.
to be a little bit bigger. Like Wheelie was so small that I felt like my dog would just pick him up and run off. And like that, he's not very. He's just not impressive, right?
Yeah.
But like I love all of that. The freaking vacuum cleaner, awesome, great. I love it.
Right.
I'm just what my complaint is that the movie doesn't know what to do with those things.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're conceptually great. In practice, what are we doing? What's Wheelie doing? Why is he being carted all over the world? I don't know. I don't get this.
Oh, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of quick travel in this movie. Like suddenly we're in Egypt, and then somehow
It's not
5
just-
seconds
it's not
later.
just the teleportation to Egypt, but even then, there's a lot of quick travel. Like,
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like they're there and they're like, all right, we're at the pyramids. Oh, no, we're not. We're in Jordan somehow
Right,
5 seconds
because-
later.
Petra. Yeah, right.
Well, and Jetfire flat out has the ability to portal you anywhere.
Teleport. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
wow.
what the Transformers used to
But
have
he's
the
not,
ability.
he's
of,
not teleporting the
apparently.
military. The military get there awfully quick.
Yeah, they're cheating that. It's not. I don't like it. I don't like that kind of thing. I want to.
Game of Thrones travel time.
Yeah, Game of Thrones season 6 travel, dude. It's the
Yep.
worst kind of travel. Oh my gosh! It's like, how did Peter Dinklage get here? I don't know. It used to take us a whole season for him to get
Right,
here, but today
exactly. Yeah, yes.
he just
we're
walked
leaving
over.
for the Red Keep, and we'll
Right.
get there in about 8 episodes.
months
We'll
later.
see you then. By the way,
Yeah.
season 6, we get there tomorrow.
I forgot to mention one other record at the time. I think this has been beaten by like a pure CG movie, like a Pixar movie since or something. But at the time, 140 terabytes for all the CG and the robot CG in the film. So that is a lot of data. That may not sound like a lot now. I think we've easily surpassed it. But at the time, that was like a massive amount of data
Oh yeah.
for this thing, which makes sense, right?
Oh, back at that time, a 100 megabyte hard drive was big.
Yeah. Well, let's see. 2009. What did I have? We were in the 256 or something gig range, weren't we? Something like that. Wasn't that long ago?
I'm looking at a 20 terabyte hard drive, and I think, man, more than I'll ever need.
Oh, terabyte. Yeah. Well, yeah. But I think in 09, I think we were probably rocking, I don't know, 256, maybe 512 if you're lucky. The massive airstrike in Operation Firestorm caused a 1,000-gallon gasoline bomb to go off. This was on purpose. This was the special effects, practical effects thing they did. So this John Fraser guy spent 7 months working this thing up, getting it all set up, ready to blow. Longer than it took to shoot the whole film, by the way, was this one effect shot. The bomb made the Guinness Book of World Records as the biggest bomb ever filmed with actors close by. Now, that's a weird way of saying that, because it's not the biggest bomb ever filmed. It's the biggest bomb ever filmed with actors close by. And it doesn't say how close by they were. Were they right there?
Gotcha. It's the biggest bomb ever filmed in a critical bomb with those people close by.
Yes.
This movie was the biggest bomb
Not a
that
box
included
office bomb, but the
actors.
biggest- right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Many bomb records were broken that day.
Speaking of actors, there's a moment pretty early in the film where we go to space and we finally meet Fallen, and it's Tony Todd,
Yeah,
and
it
he's so freaking good.
He's great in it.
Yeah, I love
He is so good as Fallen. Like I want more of him,
Yeah.
and of course, we have to. It's called Revenge of the Fallen. We have to kill him off.
What is,
Yeah.
Is it? Was it? You think that's what we're going to call it, Rise of the Fallen? Because it really sounded like they
Yeah.
was wanting to go with
Yeah.
that. But yeah.
was
I
it?
know. I kept calling it Rise of the Fallen this week.
Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
TMS.
Oh,
You know, he keeps saying, I'm going to rise up. I'm going to rise up. I'm like,
right,
okay, cool.
right. Because he doesn't really do any revenge stuff until the very end
No.
when he turns on the Sunsucker.
Yeah,
whatever
and
it's
even
called.
then, he didn't really get full revenge. He just kind of
No.
got rocked by Voltron, Megatron.
attempted revenge of the Fallen.
Or not Megatron.
I mean, he does
Prime.
kill. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he
No.
doesn't kill
I mean,
anybody.
I'm just trying to think of who he kills.
Yeah.
How long-
He's responsible for killing Jetfire, but someone else kills Jetfire. Not,
Yeah.
How long does it take
who is
to? Oh, that's a good question.
hold
I was
on.
just
I'm just thinking through the whole the last 30 minutes.
There's a lot. There's a parade.
I guess
There's a
it's
parade of them.
Scorponok who kills Jetfire. I mean, Jetfire self-sacrifices, but like Scorponok gets
Right.
the big blow.
Yeah.
Right.
Which
right.
again, the audience barely knows this
Right.
because the movie's so shitty at giving the robots proper stage. Like, they just don't know how to do it. They may as well just be a robot killed a robot. But we're all Transformers fans are like, no, dude, that's an important character. You don't just die.
He
That's a
didn't kill him.
sacrifice.
It's like, yeah.
You want to, but
Here's
you want
my
to,
Spock.
you want to feel the sacrifice of it and make it meaningful, and it doesn't. I don't know. They just
It's just-
genericize
it's just-
them.
I love how, this is like the very end, but like, so all this Constructicons come together, right?
Mhm.
And they make Devastator.
Yeah.
And I really want some talk. I want the movie to explain to people who don't know how cool that is.
You're
And
right.
then they find the star harvester in the pyramid, right? And then like not long after that, Fallen comes along and he has the ability to like blink around, and he can fight the entire US Army, Air Force, and Navy at once and easily defeat them because of his magic.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, right. This movie doesn't have any conception whatsoever about action.
No.
It's just like they just suddenly start waving a magic wand to explain what you're seeing.
Yeah, which is unfortunate
long is
because
it-
it's in the hands of one of
how
the
long-
great directors of action. Like,
Yeah.
Why?
How long does it take to reload a railgun?
longer than you think,
mean, if
Brian.
we-
That's a problem.
If we've got one and we've already fired it at that one spot one time, let's fire it again.
Yeah, shoot it
Mhm.
again. Well, you got to put the rail in there, you know?
You got to put the projectile in there.
That's what I meant.
Yes, again.
But
Yes,
maybe
it takes
that,
a lot-
I don't know,
while.
maybe that takes a couple minutes.
We only have one.
Look, if you start thinking about it too hard, you brought up something earlier, and I can't remember it now, but it was something like, you brought up the girl. Like, why can't they all do the girl thing and become?
Oh, right. Yeah. All just transform or
Why are they all
shapeshift.
Cylons?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But fill
on.
that school. If you're trying to get Witwicky, just fill the school with hot girl robots.
Mhm.
You'll get them eventually, you know. And then they got to have the little sidekick roommate guy who by the
Oh, right. We haven't even talked about that guy.
Yeah.
The hacker. Basically, we just need you around to be comedy relief and hacker.
yeah, seen him in a bunch of
And his-
TV stuff. He's gets around.
Mhm.
He's got.
And
He's a
as
lot
long as
older
we've
than he
already
looks.
set up-
He's like all gray now. It's like, wait a minute, how old were you when you were playing
long as we-
18?
Yeah.
But anyway, whatever. Sorry, Dunaway, go ahead.
As you've already set up, that's okay. As long as you've already set up that Transformers can be girls, why not just reveal Megan Fox? She's a Autobot. Why not?
There we go.
Just
That's
do
how you
that.
can write her out of future
Yeah.
future movies.
She was a fembot all along.
Right.
We've been playing, you chump.
I wonder why she bailed. Is there a story behind that? Was she just like, I don't want to be
The story is,
typecast?
I'm tired of this shit.
I guess so.
They asked me to show my butt one more time. I'm out.
I'll be honest. I
you
thought
show your
I
butt?
thought LaBouffe left sooner. In fact, I wasn't even sure he was in this one. To be honest,
I thought LaBouffe. Yeah, I did too. That's what I thought.
and
too.
he's in the next one. He's in the Dark of the Moon one more time, and then that's it for him. And then I think it's Marky Mark after that.
Yeah, I
He's
can't
not
wait to
playing
watch
him
Cartoon.
though, right? It's like playing a different
Right.
character. Yeah,
Yeah,
never
totally
saw it.
different story.
Never saw this.
suddenly.
I do want to. You know what? I'm probably safe seeing just with the timing of when we'll finally see these. Probably safe seeing the new Beast one. I probably should watch that.
I want to watch the Beast
Mm.
one.
I hear it's shitty.
That is
but
that's part of the Michael Bay. It's not by Michael Bay, but it's like it's in the through line of these movies and not the Transformers one and Bumblebee side story and all
Bumblebee
that,
is
right?
still in universe.
Yeah, I guess I don't mean like part of lore, but like just part of this Michael Bay through line.
Oh
if
well,
that
the
makes
Bumblebee
sense.
the Bumblebee one is. It's just set in the 80s, but it's the same
Oh, it
through
is,
line.
okay.
Yeah, or the
Okay.
same Michael Bay universe. This new one with
Gotcha.
the Beast thing, also that, and Transformers one completely separate, totally different
Yeah.
retelling.
Right.
And it's
Okay.
great, and it's so good.
They
We
wanted
need
to put
to,
the Dinobots in this one, but they wisely chose to wait.
Yeah.
We don't forget we also had a listener send us copies of the original animated movie. Send you guys copies and me a rip.
Oh, yeah.
So
it right
we need to watch that because I've been holding off watching that
Spoiler.
because I know we want
Optimus
to.
dies in that one too.
Yeah, maybe we just do that next as a break.
Oh,
from
yeah,
this
yeah.
Yeah, it's
series.
a little palate cleanser kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be all right with that. I love the old cartoon. I mean, that
Mhm.
that had Leonard Nimoy in it and all kinds of cool shit. That thing was awesome.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, 87 was it? What a year! What a year for Transformers.
Here's a question for you. When you think of Bumblebee, I wrote this down during the movie because I was trying to think of something else to pay attention to. When you think of Bumblebee, what car do you think of?
Volkswagen.
Yellow Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah.
Exactly. And like I started asking in these movies, is he always going to be a Camaro? And apparently the answer is yes.
Well, from now on he is.
Yep.
Although no,
Except
that's not
for-
true. In
except for a
Bumblebee,
few minutes in Bumblebee.
yeah, in Bumblebee he starts out as his old form. He's in a
Right.
yellow whatever. Fans love that too, which rightly so. It's
Yeah, I
good
love
to
He
go back
turns
to
into a
that.
bitchin' Camaro.
And I'm going to descend against most fans. Most fans hate that he can't talk and that it's all radio gibberish and all that. And I actually still have problems with it as far as the technology goes. Like if he can do that, he should be able to. He should be able to talk if he's this good at finding radio stations in real time that are saying the shit he wants.
Right.
And somehow it's Forrest Gump clips on the radio. Don't ask me how that
Oh,
works.
dude, he must have been getting a lot of Tom Hanks. There was several Tom Hanks in here.
Yeah, maybe he was getting like I don't know how you do
Some
that.
Netflix subscription. Or
Yeah,
something,
he was
maybe? I
playing
don't know.
Netflix through his car.
Right. Yeah. Netflix radio. Yeah.
Yeah, as much
must have-
as that's all stupid, the actual making him a little bit mute and stoic is cool. I like it.
Yeah.
I like that.
Surely all of the references stuff are clips from Paramount and DreamWorks other things, right?
Makes sense. Yeah. Makes sense. You'd think.
Probably. Let's think about that. Yeah, I guess so. Because DreamWorks was Forrest Gump was a DreamWorks joint. I think you're right. You'd have to. I don't think you can just use other studios' audio and stuff. If I had to guess.
Why would you?
Yeah.
When you got your own.
Yeah. I'm not sure now that you say that though. Maybe that's part of the product placement count. You know what I mean? Maybe they're like,
Oh yeah.
we've got product placement for Forrest Gump.
Mm,
I know what love is, Jenny.
right.
Such a weird idea. It's I've always liked Bumblebee and the way they do it. I like that car. I'm not super purist or weird
fine
about
with
the original. I think it's,
And I wasn't intended to be purist. I was just like, is it going to be a Camaro forever? And then I looked it up and I'm like, oh, look at this. The third movie, he's a Camaro. The fourth movie, he's a Camaro. All right, I guess this is how it works now.
yeah, he's a bitchin' Camaro. That's what he is. But that's your number one thing. GMC and Chevy were like your biggest backers on this thing. And I remember the first movie.
Yeah.
That was where that car debuted, I think, or the redesigned car.
Well, yeah,
this one too.
This
This is your first look at the 2009 Camaro.
Oh, is it? I didn't realize they updated it. That's interesting. Do you think they kept doing that throughout the? Well, I guess we'll find out when we see them. But it's probably every year, right? Every time there's a new Camaro, they're like, "All right, Bumblebee, getting retrofit, buddy." But why you would want to be like? Where was our? Is it Ratchet? He's the medic in the cartoon.
Yeah. Yes.
Where the hell was Ratchet? Was he in this?
No need.
No, you need Ratchet.
No, everybody did.
Listen up.
It doesn't matter.
Like,
either alive or dead. That's the only two.
Yeah, he's so crucial.
Two,
He's so crucial in the comics or the cartoons. You just cannot have no Ratchet. So not having Ratchet, Jazz, yeah, no Jazz either. Although I guess Jazz is in the new Beast one.
Yeah,
I know he's in Bumblebee also, I think. Anyway, but wait.
This is my point. If you don't have Ironhide and Jazz and around Optimus Prime when he dies, I don't understand what you're doing.
Yeah, why are you making a movie? Why are you bothering to make a Transformers movie? This isn't called the Witwicky movie co-starring cameos from Transformers. I will never get over that part of this. That's really the thing that bugs me.
I'll never get over Witwicky going to the afterlife to talk to the Primes who go, thank God for the Wickies. Return, boy.
Yeah.
God, Jesus.
Yeah, but the voice actor for the main one that talks, he is so great. He's a big World of Warcraft voice guy. What's his name?
Yeah.
Who are we talking about?
The guy at the end, he's one of the Ultra Primes or whatever the hell they're called. I'm trying to find it. Hold on.
The Allspark was within you the whole time.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
that guy.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's
you
the
could
guy.
have clicked your heels 3 times and returned to Egypt anytime.
Once again, the credits are terrible about showcasing voice actors. Another reason why.
They put it at the very, very, very end.
Yeah, annoys me. Okay, here it is. It is, let's see, Peter Cullen. There he is. Hugo Weaving. We knew about that. Charlie Adler. Oh, Frank Welker is in this. He's not Megatron, which is really sad. I like King Elrond. He's great, but I'm just saying. Here it is. Not Tom Kenny. Tom Kenny was Wheelie. Oh, he was Skids. He was the Italian.
Oh,
okay. That's who that was.
So yeah,
Why can't I find his name? There it is. Kevin Michael Richardson. He plays Slipjack, the voice of Prime number 2 and Slipjack, and he's great.
Okay.
You know him from so many things, dude.
Well, and he was in Mortal Kombat, which we sacked.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat. Well, he's in the game, I think. Or is he in the movie? Oh, you're right. He's in the movie.
Yeah, he's in the movie.
Oh, wild. He's a bunch of Warcraft shit, like orcs and stuff. I can't remember who, but he's like
orcs and stuff. You've seen him.
He's a big deal. He's a big deal in Warcraft. I can't find any of it. His list is so long. What a busy boy he is. Jeez Louises. All right.
Well, you think he would have, if you could. Okay, so we had some Transformer tech that they kind of hand waved their hand over, like, they can see other cars and they can transform into that.
Right. They just have to scan something and they can become it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And we only seen it one time. And why were the twins the front end and the ass end of an ice cream truck? I didn't.
Right.
Well,
and a weird old. Where did they even find that clown-looking ice cream truck from Twisted Metal?
They got it from Twisted Metal, right? Exactly what I was trying to come up with. Yeah.
Well, it worked better when they were the ice cream truck. It worked better, but then they became the little street racer cars.
Right.
For their
green,
Volts. What are they? No, weren't Volts. Were they?
No, they were like, I don't know what they were. I don't know. It's like, something you'd see. Something you'd see off to the left in like one of those Fast and Furious movies. It's like, oh, someone brought a little one. Cool.
Somebody brought a little.
Or the one, the ones that are chasing. Or, let's see, is it in Cars?
Yeah,
I guess in Cars, there's a bunch of them teasing the truck that Lightning McQueen's in.
The harassers.
Yeah.
They're harassing.
Yeah. They're a little like that. But just giving him those stupid voices. Gosh dang it, dude.
Yes.
Yeah, with the weird giant ears and stuff. I was like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
With this?
They look even more short circuit than the thing we had in Saturn 3.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that. They did have short circuit heads.
With those faces, the googly eyes.
There's maybe too much of that.
It was weird that they brought them to a hangar in order to transform them into something different.
Yeah.
Like, couldn't they do that anywhere in the world? Why do we have to come to the hangar? And then the hangar is very specifically from the training scene in Armageddon. And I don't understand why Michael Bay goes into that hangar repeatedly and puts these huge sound dampening foam spikes everywhere. Why are the foam spikes all over this hangar?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's like those at his house. He's like, well, time to use those again. I paid a lot for them. I'm going to get the use out of them.
Was it this movie I think this was the movie with the freeway scene that he borrowed from his own movie and used the same footage and changed some effects from The Island, I think?
So The Island borrowed from The Matrix 2?
Yeah, but there was something where it was his own movie,
highway
though.
Scene. Yeah.
But it was his own movie he took it from, and I can't remember what it was. There was a big controversy, and at the time I was like, "Why is this a controversy? It's its own movie. It's not like he took it from somebody else."
This one, Revenge of the Fallen, also had some leftovers from Armageddon of asteroids hitting things on the Earth. They had cut some sequences because there's just so many in Armageddon, and so they repurposed like asteroids hitting buildings for no reason whatsoever, not at all germane to this plot.
No, not really at all, right?
No.
Why doesn't this movie just change back to what I want? Calm down.
Yeah, that is the perfect description of what would fix this movie.
Yeah, actually, that would fix it. Yeah.
Yeah, just relax, calm down, and be a movie, and stop trying to go, brr, brr. And I know
this part is even more exciting, and this part's even bigger.
Yeah, and here's another hour and a half of content that you didn't ask for. I hate it.
It kind of feels like LaBeouf set the pace. Like he went, okay, whatever LaBeouf is doing, we're going to match that energy and speed that LaBeouf brings to all of his films, right?
Yeah, but his acting, it's like I hate it. I mean, I don't mind him.
It's fine. It's fine if you put it in the right place, but I don't feel like I just don't feel like it works in the Transformers, but obviously it works at least on some level because
I liked him in that peanut butter. What was that called?
Peanut butter.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
Yeah,
really good. And the one with the tanks, Fury.
It's
real good. And the other one with Tom Hardy, it's set in the 40s. He's good. Like there's times where I'm like, all right, LaBeouf, well done. You're controversial. You're a little weird, but you know, holes.
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah, do it. Oh my gosh. I always forget
this whole
that
I am not famous paper bag deal.
Oh yeah. He's just
fine.
He's problematic in some ways, but he's fine.
He is that generation's Corey Feldman. Hollywood made him from the holes all the way until, and that's what you get.
Well, it started with he was one of those Nickelodeon kids, right, or something. I think.
Yeah, and Holes was his first real big, where he kind of
first movie
took off.
Yeah, but
I just want to point out when you're thinking like who could have been in these movies instead of him. Liam Hemsworth was born in 1990. He would have been the perfect age.
Oh, he would have been great.
I would have taken Hemsworth.
Much more believable as being like, running through the woods and having actually a chance of fighting against some of these things, or at least the smaller ones.
Yeah. And I know
running from the biggest bomb.
I know the point of the movie is to say, well, he's a nerd and he's not this tough guy, so he's got this vulnerability, but I think you could have written it in a way that would work better with almost anyone else.
And Hemsworth would make the whole like Megan Fox liking him thing a little bit more believable.
Believable? Yeah. The world in existence depends on him. Yeah.
Yeah. The fact that she's waiting for him to say he loves her.
Right.
That's effed up. That's so effed up.
Why does this movie have to start with her saying they're breaking up and you're supposed to catch on that they have an inside joke? Like it was so confusing.
Weird.
What's their relationship? The first 20 minutes of the movie, I'm like, what is their are they together? Are they messing around with each other?
Yeah.
It was so weird.
Yeah. I didn't like that. That really went nowhere. It was kind of a check in the bucket storyline or plot point. Like they even got back to why it's a joke. Like it just was a thing they said, like, oh, I'm breaking up with you. And I'm like, oh shit, this is what this movie is. There's like, they're on the skids. No, it's just their little pet joke. The mom's busy listening to them have sex in the other room, stuff like that. The other thing
It
is
sounds it rhymes with stereo system.
stereo system. Wait, what?
What was it? What did he say? I thought it was funny at the time, but now I can't recall.
Can't remember it?
His dad's telling him when he leaves, he's gonna change his
theater
room.
theater room.
Theater room.
It rhymes with theater room, I think, or theater home theater or something like that. I have the clip.
Home theater. I think that's it. Rhymes with home theater. That sounds right.
I think I have it right here. You want to hear it? It's pretty funny.
Yeah, give me it. Give me that.
I'll just play it. We'll just get this one out of the way. Where is it? I know I did it. Well, maybe it'll take longer to find than I had hoped. All right. Well, we'll find it later because we will play it later.
You know what I do appreciate, though? I appreciated this movie being a family movie. And when they weren't showing Megan Fox's ass, they were kind enough to cover up the twins when they were changing. So that was.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, they
we
really
look
got it
away
right.
from them while they transform into a Chevy Spark. That's not an upgrade. I'm sorry.
No, that's not. And why do you want them on your team? Holy shit! Go turn into something useful. You're just as bad as the freaking Joey Pants
and the poor
RC car.
The poor motorcycle. What are they called? I always forget what they're called too. There's so many toys. Oh my god, there's so many toys. Transformer toys. The motorcycle ones. Who are they? They never even practically didn't use them.
Yeah, there were a bunch of Harley Davidsons in this movie.
Yeah,
that I know. So I guess you know what? In that warehouse though, there were these Ducatis. There were these like red Ducatis on either side of a truck, and I wanted to know what they were going to do with those, and they never did.
Yeah, they also they just do not.
RC.
Michael Bay doesn't understand how to make one of the coolest characters in the history of the franchise, and that is Soundwave. Yeah. You don't know what you're doing with Soundwave. First of all, he's a half satellite in this whole thing. He's not anything else. That was Welker doing the voice of that. But anyway, you okay? There's Soundwave. What else are you gonna do? You gonna have shit fly out of his chest and be a dog or whatever? Well, we kind of got this cat-like thing on the surface. It's not the same. Give me proper Ravage. Give me all that shit and have it coming out of Soundwave. He's the best.
Just imagine if Soundwave was a massive boombox, and regularly he would like jump onto Sam's shoulder and tell him things that he needed to know. It would be so cool.
Yeah,
that was always my dream. My dream for this Transformer because it was a freaking cassette player.
Yeah, he's bad though, so he ain't gonna help Sam out.
That's true.
He's a loyalist. What do you call it?
As a kid, I had so many misunderstandings about whose loyalties were where because like some of them were cool, and I didn't even really think like this is just cool. Like even Megatron, like there were some versions of Megatron where I'm like, this needs to be a good guy. I'm just gonna make him a good guy.
I love Megatron.
They approached that idea. They would often have turncoats from that side. But, I mean, and they did a little bit here. Yeah, Wheelie was one.
That's a pretty common thing. Plus, you have Starscream constantly going back and forth and being the worst.
I love when Starscream would do that. That was like, my favorite.
It was amazing. And if you don't have him doing that, you're doing it wrong. This movie had that pretty well down. That was all right. Like very grovelly in front of Megatron. But when things get bad, he'll just bail. He'd take charge in a second if he could because he's just a dick. But some of that stuff they get, other parts they miss wildly. And my favorite thing about all the desert stuff, every time I see one of these, I go, just go ahead and make a proper Robotech movie. Hire these special effects people, get a big budget, because some of that battle stuff is perfect. Big giant robots lumbering around the desert. Yeah. Someone with the right take on Battletech and the Battletech universe could make the coolest movie.
Battletech, okay.
Oh, do that in a heartbeat, dude. Mech Warrior, all that stuff. The Battletech universe is amazing. Do that. Have that happen. All you have to do is make the world's gone to shit and it's all bad. And now instead of fighting on the front lines with guns and muskets, we fight with robots. There's your movie. Done.
After Bumblebee was so successful, I imagined that they were going to make an Ironhide movie, and they were going to make, like an Optimus movie, just about Optimus.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They could have done that, but they probably would have a hard time doing they would have a hard time doing Wheeljack or Ironhide because they don't ever show these guys.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Freaking
Ironhide is so awesome. Like, imagine a movie just about Ironhide and like he's trying to solve some problem, but all he can do is shoot things.
Yeah.
He's just constantly blowing things up to solve his problem.
I love it. And that big old Hemi looking truck that he is, perfect.
Yeah.
But let him say more than like one line. Oh my gosh, it makes me so mad when we talk about that part of this. It makes me so mad. Michael Bay, I hope you don't sleep well at night because of what you've done. Speaking of which, let's do some clips.
I had one more. Let me see. One more note. That car drop kills all three of them, airbags or not. When they get dropped through that,
dude,
through that warehouse, head first, hood first.
Yeah.
Yeah, a car cannot fall 30, 50 feet, whatever it was, and you be okay.
And if that doesn't kill you, when Jetfire transports you around the world and you go flying hundreds of feet. We saw human bodies just flying.
Yes.
And then landing
sand,
on rocks.
And rocks and sand, you hit sand that hard, it's still going to break bones. Sand is not a cushy little air mattress.
Yeah. Not only that, you wouldn't this is again the illustration of the biggest problem with the movie, which is you've established some really cool epic norms, but then you fart in the face of those norms by having ridiculous cartoon moments like that. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, you can't survive. Sam Witwicky, I don't care how. It's like, okay, am I to take you seriously? Because now when you show me the army guys going, go, 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 we got a 14, 15, 14, and it's like, I can't take you seriously now. Anyway, sorry, I cut you off.
And then I also had a note, Deep Roy.
The Deep Roy cameo. Yeah, I love
Deep Roy cameo. Like, and they call him a munchkin. It's like, no, he's not a munchkin. He's an Oompa Loompa. Get it right.
Get it right.
Yeah, they missed an opportunity there to
totally would have been a great little in joke.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, those are the only two notes I still have.
Transformers films, missed opportunity. That's the name of the documentary they'll make one day.
Right. There we go. Perfect.
All right, let's do some clips. I've got a number of them here, and we're going to start with this one. These were such a bad idea, I wrote.
I screwed that up. I'm okay. I'm all right. This is combat, man. Oh, brain freeze, man. What's wrong with you?
Oh my gosh, dude.
Oh, so bad.
I hate it so much.
Did we learn nothing from Jar Jar?
No, nothing. Yeah. The Jar Jar lesson completely lost on this film.
Yeah.
Something about smelling them. I may have put these in backwards. Is that what I did? Oh, I did. All right, I'm going to start down here. Here's your... Oh, no, that's later. I don't know what I did. There's a weird order to this, so forgive me if it's a little random. It's kind of like the movie. So here we go.
Yeah.
He's here. I smell him.
There you go.
Thank you.
Can Transformers smell, and do Transformers smell?
Yeah.
You could have done solid like a dozen clips from this movie where you added farts because people are referring to how something tastes or smells or it feels, dirty.
Yeah. Mostly robots, too. Most of the robots are saying it. That was Wheeljack. That was one of like 2 lines he ever got. So I'm giving him some love today. All right. I love this guy.
No, I got other ideas for your room, and it rhymes with home theater.
Home theater.
There you go.
I like him. He was so
and
good.
then, of course, as tropes go, you immediately have your house destroyed. Like as soon as you go and have that dream stated, house gets blown up.
Yep. And then somehow those parents, talk about getting teleported around. Those parents got moved around in like a tiny little like construction shovel hole.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Like what I don't want to think about it. It's so dumb. But I do like him. I like him a lot. He's a high point of Veep for me. I love that guy, that actor.
Oh, he's great in Veep. My God, the mouth on that guy.
Oh yeah, sweary bags make sweary pants. All right, here is it's the booties.
It's your little baby booties.
Little baby booties. Little baby booties.
I like her.
I'm not saying that the family jokes aren't good. Like I'm just saying they are too much. There's too many of them.
Yes.
They distract from the movie.
But she gets her paycheck. She does a good job with what she is given.
Yeah.
I think she deserves a bunch of credit because I like her a lot.
I was thinking of Steve Buscemi in Armageddon. Like there's these jokes that like have no business being in the movie, but he pulls them off. He's funny.
Yeah.
And she's like in the same vein. Like Michael Bay can do this.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't do it too much.
I just think it's funny that he's a totally unrelated director and project, but he's Starscream in that new one, Transformers 1. And he's perfect for it. Oh my gosh. Buscemi was meant. He's always, think about it. Every movie he's in, he's Starscream. Like Fargo. He's playing Starscream. He shot me in the face. All right. Pervy about camshafts.
Oh, I love it when you say camshafts. Whisper to me.
Gross, dude. Gross. What grossed me out the most? Right there.
Yeah. It's like, great. He's one step away from my secret car obsession on TLC.
Yeah, that's gross. All right.
Gross.
Here's this one. This is what is this? Anyway.
Hi, Michaela. I have a bald spot.
Oh, it's when she was stoned.
I have a bald spot.
I have a bald spot.
She was stoned.
So stupid.
That would have been, you know what? That would have been played out really funny if then it got revealed that those brownies had nothing in them.
Oh, right. She was just doing that thing that kids do where they, I'm so drunk. And you're
I
like,
feel like I should be high, so I'm just going to be high.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to direct you to the trope of that.
Oh, hold on.
Because it's very fun. The trope is called marijuana is LSD, and this is for in movies for some reason you can you get taken on a magic carpet ride, and not what medical marijuana actually does.
No, it does not. All right, here's the real hoot guy. We love him.
The Fallen, meaning what?
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah,
hey, Phil.
What?
That's what. Located the shard, everybody.
Decepticons, we have located the shard.
It is good to hear.
Okay, Claw.
It's good to hear him.
No more Optimus Prime.
That's Frank
Peter
Welker.
Cullen Welker. That's right.
Yeah, Frank Welker doing the work. Even it's weird that he's not Megatron, but whatever. Weird thing to say even then.
Yeah, I saw these robots and they did this like firing thing and they came down and toasted this woman and she was like,
looks fake to me.
Dude, it's not fake. The internet's pure truth.
Good Lord.
Wow, Seth Green was in this film? Because I sure don't remember.
Yeah, that was just some guy in the dormitory working. Like they're all working like they're working on Facebook or something.
Yeah.
But visualize Seth Green and listen to the beginning of that again.
All right, here we go.
The ball sack.
Wait, that ain't it. That's not it. There it is.
Yeah, I saw these robots and they did this like firing thing and they came down and toasted this woman and she was like,
looks fake to me.
Dude, it's not fake. The internet's pure truth.
That is the worst statement I've ever heard. The internet is pure truth. That couldn't be more bullshit. Even in 2009, that was bullshit.
Yeah.
Lame. I hate fake hackers. I hate it so much, dude. In movies and stuff where they're all
Can't
like,
wait to watch Live Free or Die Hard.
Yeah. Can't wait. All right. Here's the ball sack. I already played it. I'll play it again.
The ball sack.
The ball sack.
The ball sack.
I think that was is that Tyrese? No, that's not Tyrese Williams. Who's in this?
No, that was
who's this? The guy that hangs out with Duhamel the whole time. It is Tyrese, isn't it? No. Yeah, Tyrese Gibson. What did I say?
Okay.
Williams?
Yeah.
I meant.
But
Gibson.
he didn't say it, did it? He wasn't the one who said
No,
that.
he said the balls. He did it.
The ball sack.
I think. I think he said something
Let's
about
just
the
go
ball
with
sack.
it.
All
Sounds
right,
right.
we'll just
Sure,
say he did
sure.
it. I'd do anything for an A.
Hey, Professor, I'd do anything for an A.
I'm still stoned on marijuana somehow. This tight shirt thing made me laugh.
I went to get you a tighter shirt. There isn't a tighter shirt.
There's no tighter shirt.
That joke would have been funnier if the guy had actually been wearing a very tight shirt.
It wasn't that tight.
No, it wasn't. It fit him perfectly.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it tight. I've seen tight, and you don't want to see what I've seen tight.
Yeah, I've seen tight. I like that. I like the. You've said it. Yeah.
You don't want to see what I saw in the mirror this morning.
I gotta have the story. Yep.
Tony Todd, one of our Trek connections coming up. I'm sure. Here he is.
You have much to learn, my disciple. The cube was merely a vessel. Its power, its knowledge can never be destroyed.
If you say the Fallen 5 times, he'll shoot bees out of his mouth.
So this is our eighth Tony Todd film. We've sacked Tony Todd 8 times.
Can we do the thing where we guess movies? I want to try.
Sure, let's go. I'll try to keep track.
All right.
Go.
Candyman.
Yep.
Sure. Oh, shit. Is that all I have?
That's it. That's all you got.
You can do it.
I can think of the movies. I can't think of the titles of the movies.
I know.
I'm
I can
like,
picture him. I picture him in like a couple of them, and I can't think of what movies they were. Shit. You know what? I give up.
It's that one with where he's the witch doctor in Louisiana during the what's the name of that one though?
Oh wait, that's not. No, I'm thinking Hard Target. That's not it. Oh my gosh, I can't, Randy. You have to tell us. I don't unless anyone else knows them. All right.
Give us some hints. Michael Bay movie. Previous Michael Bay movie.
Oh.
That we sacked.
The Island.
Really?
Nope.
The Armageddon.
Nope.
The Rock.
Yes, ding
Okay.
ding. He was in The Rock.
Really?
He's one of the guys that turns on Ed Harris at the end because they think Ed Harris is losing his edge toward the end because he's not going to really launch the poison into the city. So Tony Todd and the other guy who gets it stuffed in his mouth, they go against Ed Harris and take over everything and try to shoot the city again.
Yes,
yeah, Tony Todd's a dick in that thing.
He was in a film series. We sacked the first two of them, 2000 and 2003.
Film
series.
like it was a Broken Arrow, but I don't think that's right.
No.
Film series.
Yep.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
All right, that was Final Destination and Final Destination 2.
Okay. So they're Friday. Oh, okay.
All right.
Our others, you're trying to think of Wishmaster, I think, Dunaway.
Wishmaster, that's it.
Is that the one with the witch doctor deal?
And then he was in The Crow, and he was in Hatchet. We sacked Hatchet.
Hatchet. Yeah. I don't remember Hatchet.
Oh, that's the Louisiana. The kid goes down on a boat on the
terrible
swampland. Yeah.
I've forgotten it.
It was the Hatchet in the woods, and they were on a swamp tour, and then Hatchet. Yeah,
I recall having fun with that movie. None of us are remembering it, but I recall having fun with it.
No memory of it.
Oh, I love Hatchet. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
I don't remember anything about it. Talking about it, doing it.
Remember just about everything.
I see it on the list right here, and to me, that feels like somebody subbed a clone of me in, and no one told me.
The poor Hatchet kid got, his dad left him there because he was mentally handicapped, and his dad left him there, and he burned up in the house when his dad was trying to get him, and now he murders people with a hatchet.
The guy was doing a fake or like a made up swamp tour on his boat.
Well, he had just started. Yeah, did he buy it or inherit the business or something like that?
So,
it was a Hatchet tour. Yep,
2006. Is this the one?
Yeah. No, what's his face was there because his girlfriend broke up with him.
Oh,
his friends are trying to get him laid.
All right, I remember it now.
Yeah.
I'm looking at some screenshots. Boy, this thing is. This is really. I mean, I really blocked it out, dude.
Yeah.
What would be really funny is if there's a listener out there who listens to these shows randomly and they just listened to the Hatchet episode and now they're listening to this one.
You're yelling. They're screaming.
It's one of those things when you consume a lot of media. Like you just sometimes they aren't memorable. They just don't stick in your brain.
Yeah, this one is really not sticking at all. But I remember now and I see the face of the guy. And it was recommended because it was like ultra. I don't know what the deal was. It was like kind of bloody for 06. I can't remember what the deal was. It was something like that.
I think I was one who wanted us to
It
watch
may have been you. Yeah, it may have been you.
Yeah.
It's your fault. I don't remember anything.
It is my fault.
Here's getting punked in front of the dean.
I will not be punked in front of the dean.
Rainn Wilson.
I wanted to be a transformer.
Just realized we got another Star Trek connection there.
Other than making funny jokes, what's the purpose? Why we have
that? It's Rainn Wilson, and the Office just ended, or is still going, I think. And
The Office is just getting going.
Well, that started in like 04, didn't it? So when did it end? 09 would have been. Oh shit, I can't remember where they would have been. It was like
Steve Carell's maybe last season or next to last season before
close
they start bringing in Will Ferrell and
it ended in 2013.
Let's see.
Oh wow, really?
Oh yeah, it started 05. I had the date wrong. 05 through 2013. Wow, that ran a long time. Okay, so yeah, busy with The Office. I think that's it. It's just a stunt cast a little bit. It's like
it doesn't really do anything for the movie.
Guy from the movie or from the show. All right, here's the sweary little robot. Played by Tom Kenny, SpongeBob SquarePants himself.
Oh, son of a bitch! Son of a bitch!
You can kind of hear the SpongeBob.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Maybe somebody ought to take that audio and just put it over some SpongeBob video.
Yeah, burns his hand on a Krabby Patty or something. This one just is titled "Oh man, the voices they decided on, triple period." That's what I wrote here. So let's see what we got here.
What are you looking at, slobberpuss?
Oh, that it's just come on,
like Joe Pesci impersonator.
Yeah, they were really going for that like Sopranos side character business. I don't like it.
Which I'm telling you, if I was 8 years old, I would have loved it.
But see, that's the thing. This movie's made for two different audiences at the exact same time, and it's so It's just so clashy with that. But you're right. If he'd leaned into that, yes. If he'd leaned into the military high-end explosive business, great. Freaking pick a lane is what I'm saying. And not just the lane from a movie you already filmed and then using it. All right, here's the robots we all hate.
Hey, Mudflap, what are we going to do with this shrimp taco?
No, just bump a cap in his ass, throw him in the truck, and then nobody gonna know nothing, not me.
Not me?
What's up,
there was several moments I thought Cat Williams was doing one of those voices. And I looked it up, and it wasn't Cat Williams, and I was sad.
They were doing a Cat Williams or something close to it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they called that Latino American guy a shrimp taco. I don't know if that's cool to do that. It doesn't seem very nice.
No. It's a little offensive.
This one says this fool. I know what this is. It's just a line.
This fool is terribly misinformed.
Another Wheeljack, and that's the original voice of Wheeljack. And you know what? You guys are dicks for not having more Wheeljack. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I know I keep bringing that up, but it's a real problem for me.
No, it's good. It's a valid point. When it stops being a valid point, I'll tell you to stop bringing it up.
All right, here's Tyrese saying asshole.
Asshole.
Well, there's two of them.
I love
when he did
that.
it.
2 words.
Asshole.
Asshole.
I knew you'd capture that. I love that so much.
He's
I
great.
wrote that down too. Yeah.
Big Tyrese fan. I like him. Good Lord, these guys.
Ooh, that's old school, yo. That's a Cybertronian.
Shut up, dude. Here's some security. This security thing made me laugh just a little because it's just so dumb. Here it is.
You must be talking about that amateur hour blog operation with Game Boy level security.
Yeah.
Game Boy
level. Like the Game Boy had a bunch of security around it.
Yeah. Or any security at all.
Yeah, which I get as maybe that's the joke, but that's
yeah.
You want to talk about something that has at least a little security.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
played video games,
Yeah.
and you can hack it real easy.
It's like Palm Pilot security.
Yeah. It's really dumb. All right. What's this one? Girls. Something girls.
Girls like dangerous boys.
Oh. Yeah. You like one a little too much. Freaking get out of that relationship. I guess you
can. His very first night at college, he goes to one of the best funded parties I've ever seen. Somebody spent $1 million on a college party.
Yeah. Sounds about right. And then we got some nonsense, technobabble nonsense.
The latest in quantum crypto gear.
What the hell is that?
Quantum crypto gear.
Quantum crypto.
I love him.
Gear. What's the word gear doing here?
Yeah. But it is him that does this right here.
That's great. Listen, you're a real hoot.
Love him.
Hoot, yeah.
Remind me what that's from, though.
It's Terminator 2?
Terminator 2.
We recorded it April 8th, 2013, so we could probably find it that way, but I think that's Terminator. One of the Terminators. I could be wrong on that, though. That could be Armageddon.
We saw him in Air Force One, Pearl Harbor, The Island, Tango and Cash, Godzilla.
I don't know why
he was in Under Siege. Was this from Under Siege?
Might have been. What? When did we do Under Siege?
That makes sense.
Quicksack.
I don't know.
Here, let's look it up. Quicksack gives us dates.
Long time ago.
See, Under Siege is not coming up for me. We did Under Siege, right?
Oh, we definitely did. Yeah.
Well, I don't know why. Oh, there it is. Okay, that would have been 2021, so that was way later. I don't know. Something in 2013 is when I capped it, so the mystery lives on. One final one. This is your big Warcraft vet voice actor guy, very busy boy, Michael Richard, whatever his name is, and here he is doing the Ghost of Prime's Past.
You have fought for Optimus, our last descendant, with courage and with sacrifice, the virtues of a leader.
That guy has a hell of a voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really cool. So I'm on stage at BlizzCon one year. I don't remember what was going on there. I think it was Warlords of Draenor. He may have been like Randy, help me. Who's the guy? Who's the guy's always got smoke coming off of him? The orc with the he's like got a huge glowy hammer.
You're talking about Grommash Hellscream.
No, not Grommash Hellscream.
You have to be.
No,
that is.
Oh, is that who he does? Is he the voice of Hellscream?
Yeah, he's Grom. He's always Grom.
Oh, well then that's probably where I heard him. Then the guy I'm thinking of is the one that's like got coal all the time. He's always like mining shit. He's a boss in one of the raids. I can't think of his name. Anyway, doesn't matter. Moving on. Time for this here right here. It is the Film Sack checklist. Beware of the little hacker barf beads that got barfed into the little tubes from by a cat. That was pretty cool. Yeah. Watch out for those.
I also would beware of whatever the girl robot, the girl Decepticon who's like trying to seduce Sam.
Oh, yeah.
Beware of whatever.
It's like Ibbot said
she was wearing.
She had like the tongue, tail, and the mouth, like Ibbot said, and that's a double up thing I don't want to experience in life ever by anyone. I don't.
Is that a what grossed out Scout the most? By we didn't do one of those. So
it's as close as you get because everything else is fine. Oh no, you know what? When the friend or the roommate was panicking in the back of the car and then started screaming and they were trying to tell him to calm down, he was constantly had big strings of spit between his teeth. That was hard to watch. I couldn't.
Yeah, he totally did.
Yeah, that was gross. Moving on. Number 2. They call the place they film these scenes the Bay Area. I'm proud of that one. And the Constructicons are actually kind of badass. Check. I like those things.
Yeah.
Tony Todd, I know, is going to be the first person I would think for Trek, but I know there's a bunch more. So, Randy, Star Trek connections. Lay them on us.
Here it is. The most Star Trek connections in the history of Film Sack. I really can't imagine we'll ever come close to this. We have 19 connections, and that's just the actors. Just the actors, 19 connections. So that's not counting Alex Kurtzman or Roberta Orsi, or it's just a ton of support staff that have connections. So of the 19, I picked my favorites. Here we go. Tony Todd was Fallen in this movie. Tony Todd was in, as we've discussed many, many times, was in both TNG and DS9, and then they brought him back for a small role in Voyager. Deep Roy was in this. Deep Roy was, of course, Keenser in the 3 new Star Trek movies. Rainn Wilson was in this. He was Professor Colon. I'm not kidding. His name was Professor Colon.
I thought he was Mud. Oh, you mean in this movie he was Professor
in this
Colon.
movie.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, in Star Trek Discovery and Short Treks, he's Harry Mudd, and he also directed some Short Treks.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but here's my favorite, my absolute favorite. Blink and you'll miss him. Mark Evan Jackson was a U.S. Central Command commander in this movie. That's Raymond Holt's husband on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Sean on The Good Place. Mark Evan Jackson was in 2 episodes of Star Trek Lower Decks as a couple of different voices. The episodes are called Wedge Dudge and I Executus.
Same with Grom Hellscream. He was in Lower Decks as well. Not sure who he played, but like you said, there's like 19 or 20 of these people.
Seriously, we could have spent 30 minutes going through all these.
There's so many. My gosh. Well done. You have a new record, Transformers, right? Rinse of the Fallen. What is it? Fallen of the Rich? What is
Revenge of the Fallen.
Rinse and repeat.
Which is kind of what they do with these movies.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, there you go. Well done. Let's get to the soundtrack grade. I give it an SATR for same as the rest of these. They all sound like, Michael Bay movies. And there's a little bit of, so the guy who did the actual scoring on this, his mentor and hero is Hans Zimmer. So Hans Zimmer came in for a little bit of work here. Hans Zimmer, of course, no stranger to working with Bay and Bruckheimer Productions and all that. But it's one of those. Dun, 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 dun. It's one of those. You know the kind. Basically, it's our intro or our new intro thing. It's that thing. It's that.
Yeah.
And that isn't even them.
So I think this is a fantastic score.
It's just so samey. It's just like they all sound like this. Don't you think?
I think it's one of Steve Jablonsky's best. He's known for this exact thing. There are 3 tracks on this score that are in like my playlist of 100 greatest tracks from any movie. Those are called Prime, Nest, and Forest Battle. Forest Battle is so good.
Yeah,
this is a fantastic score. Score's way, way better than the movie itself.
I need to go listen to it outside of it because it's a loud movie and you kind of miss stuff, So maybe I'll give it another shot. The other thing is, we didn't talk about it, but why does Optimus Prime have to do like a mass tweet at the end of every one of these movies? So when he's done, he's like, "Thank you, Sam. You saved my life." And then he goes, "I am Optimus Prime. # everyone. All right, if you hear this, just know we're still chilling. You know, every one of these movies he does this. And he does in the cartoon too, so I'm not gonna,
love it.
But who is he talking to and how?
right. He just having, I don't know what he's doing.
I am the narrator.
I am Peter Cullen, and I'd better never die. All right, moving on. Let's get to the alternate titles right here. Oh no, we didn't do social post. So back up. Beep, bloop, beep, beep.
Gross.
All right. Hey, let's start with Randy on the social media post. Randy, you've got 280 characters. Use them wisely.
Transformers 2. The Catbot, he likes to chase lasers. His body mostly made of razors. The bad ones are under the ocean. Why? I just don't have the first notion. The yellow Camaro's a hoot. Speaks through the radio to boot. Their leader's a red and blue truck who rolled a 1 when checked for luck. Rest in peace.
They did kill him way too early. This tells you, even though he's coming back later, this tells you how little they actually give a shit about the robots, and they only care about the people, and I hate it. I'm never going to get off this soapbox. I'm sorry. I'm just not. Brian Dunaway, take it away.
Oh, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. It's supposed to hurt. It's an ass-kicking. #Hasbra.
Hasbra. It's pretty good. Hey, Brian, take us home.
Let's just hoping Dunaway's would end with #ReetRotRoot.
I deleted that. I deleted it.
Don't ever delete that. I love ReetRotRoot.
Yeah, it's really good.
My apologies.
All right, my social media post is a GIF, actually, animated GIF. So close your eyes, theater of the mind stuff here. The first part is John Turturro going beginning, middle, end, facts, details, condense, plot, tell it.
Wow.
And then it's a shot of the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen movie poster, and then it ends with a shot of sad John Turturro from Severance.
Oh, is he sad? Is there something that's happened that I should?
Please watch Severance.
There's a sad.
I've seen Severance. I've been waiting for season 2 to pile up because I do not want to wait. I can't. That was a movie, or that was a show I hated waiting for. I wanted it all right now, and I hated it. So I may not be able to resist until it's all done. So I'm just going to probably start now and then
have to just go for it. Yep.
Oh, I love that first season. All right. Well done. Let's move on now to the thing that I did before, which was this. Where is it? There it is. This is the alternate title. It was almost called, this is way too long, so they didn't keep it, but it was almost called, "We spent $300 million on this movie just to make a Constructicon ballsack joke." That's just too long. Robert Ford and Coward and all that. Anyway, or Loud, the movie. Interesting.
I like that.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, we got an email to read. This came to us from Chris, who sent it to filmsack@gmail.com, and he says this. "Hi, Scott, Brian, Brain, and Randy."
Sure.
I think you meant Brian twice. Here is a playlist of free movies on YouTube, he says. As an example of a couple of gems I've now added to my watch list for me later. Zorro with Alan Dillon, the old one. Elaine Dillon, whatever, that old actor. It's the original Zorro stuff. Raise the Red Lantern. Don't know it. Solaris. That the George Clooney one? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Come and See, a Horrors of War movie, he says. The Day the Earth Stood Still, the old 50s one.
Yeah, classic.
Safety Last with Harold Lloyd. A Brother from Another Planet, and finally Biggles. I don't know what Biggles is, but he wrote nostalgia next to it, which means he must have some feelings for Biggles.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And he gave me a list here. If you guys want this playlist, I'll put it in our chat.
Yeah,
that'll take you to the actual full thing. 3,000 best free movies on YouTube. I didn't realize this was a thing, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and the key here is that Google has stated they aren't about to get struck and removed. So
yeah.
That's great. That works for us. It's when someone says, "Hey, the new, movie that where everybody's wanting to see is on YouTube." We're like, you know what? We can't count on that.
No,
Google's going to drop that eventually.
It will eventually catch it. I've seen somebody send me, "Hey, this whole thing's free," and I said, "Sweet, send me the link." And they send it, and it's a big, large part of the screen is a guy with his GoPro surfing. But then in the bottom corner is a postage stamp of the movie he says is on there. And I'm just like, that is not how I want to watch that. Thanks. And then, but even then YouTube will find those and kill those eventually. So don't even Don't even bother. But these are legal. So get in there, baby.
Right.
All right. Voicemail. This is mostly directed at, well, maybe it's all of us, but he agrees with Dunaway. And let's find out how or why.
Hey there. I'm just listening to the episode of the Film Sack about Unforgiven, talking about horses and what dicks they are. And I just have to say that I am fully supporting Dunaway because as a kid, I've had horses step on my feet several times, been bitten twice, once really, really bad in the stomach. I had a bruise that covered my whole belly from probably just below my belt to way, way up high and all around the side. And the doctor was freaking out when he saw that dang bruise. So, I mean, horses are dicks. That's all there is to it. You know? Anyhow, hope you guys have a good time there, huh? And I really love the show, though. Take care. Have fun. Be good. Bye-bye.
I love this guy.
Yeah.
Goodness,
Take care, huh?
I love him. I want to sit on a porch and drink lemonade slow and talk to this dude.
Yeah.
He's great. And also he agrees with you, Dunaway. How do you feel to have all this reinforcement to your horse hate?
Just proves what I thought I was alone on.
Yeah.
I appreciate
that.
Yeah,
there's a lot of horse hate out there. Horsehate.com. Check it out. Hot new
Next
thing.
week on Film Sack, Seabiscuit.
Yeah, dude.
Seabiscuit.
Black Beauty after that. Let's get it on. Shannon. No, what's the Shannon? Not Shenandoah. What's the one as kids our sisters all loved? What's that called?
You're thinking about the Shinola or whatever it is,
so
the dog?
Yeah. Oh, it was about a horse, another black horse.
About a horse.
There's a guy up in the Pacific.
It's always about a black horse.
Because Pacific Northwest.
No one else can break him. I'll show him the love.
Right,
Horses aren't jerks.
We could do Horse Whisperer. That would kill you. That'd probably kill you to do Horse Whisperer.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very early Scarlett Johansson role, though. That could be fun. Anyway, thank you for all your feedback. That came to us at 801-471-0462. You're welcome to leave voicemails and or text there anytime you feel like it. And right now I'd like to mention 4 brand new folks in our Patreon. Ooh. Just joined us this week over at patreon.com/filmsack. These new folks are, and I'm going to screw this one up. I think anybody would. Oh, here it is. FT_Fast Talk Food Reviews YT. So there you go.
Okay,
sweet.
Yeah, like that.
Someone named Kenzo Joe, a little easier to say. Chris Haythornthwaite. And then somebody named A to the R. I like that. Sound like one of those smack talking cars in this movie.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Those guys, these fine folks, get no commercials ever now, no ads of any kind, pre-show content every week, monthly host episodes, and movie-related art prints in the mail from me. There are other reasons to join even beyond that, so if you want to find out more, check it out, patreon.com/filmsack. Our next movie is The Talented Mr. Ripley.
Oh, never seen it.
Unless it's gone. It didn't get pulled, did it, Randy? Is it still a thing?
Did not get pulled.
Oh my gosh, Dunaway and I have never seen this? No way.
Never seen it.
Wow. Awesome.
Never seen it. And Brian, and I think even Ibbott's seen the TV show they did based on
I saw the TV show, that was just a retelling of the same story from the book, but God, the TV show is so good.
Just as talented.
Just as talented. I like it even more than the movie. So you'll hear me probably rave about the TV show a lot next week. So prepare yourselves for that.
It is streaming on Paramount Plus, where I'm going to watch it. You may choose to watch it on Hoopla, where it's free, or you may choose to watch it on MGM Plus if you have that.
Yeah. Right now I have both Paramount and MGM, and I'm getting both for like 19 or 99 cents a month because I tried to cancel them both and they said, "Don't leave."
I need to do that.
It works really well. I'm surprised how many do this. I'm pretty sure Netflix is the only one that doesn't offer you some deal. Everyone else is offering deals.
Wouldn't it be nice if you went to the dealership and you were shopping cars and you're like, I don't know, $40,000 is too much. And on your way back to your car, they were like, hey, what about 500?
Yeah.
Would you take it for 500?
Take it for 500. That'd be great.
On the 31st, and they'll do it.
They might
go on the 31st.
Yeah, always do it last of the month. They got that quota, baby.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you all for your support over there, and thank you for watching this movie so that we can all share it with you. Watch it. Talented Mr. Ripley, Paramount Plus, and those other places Randy said. In the meantime, filmsack.com is our website, filmsack.com. Go there and find all the stuff you want to find. It's all there for you and ready for the taking. That'll do it for us. Thank you all for listening. For me, for Brian, and for Randy.
You said it first.
We'll see you next time.
Roses are red, and I love to dance. When I'm looking for great shows, I go to frogpants.com.
Asshole.